If frozen embryos are our children now, can I take out life insurance on them? Unlimited money glitch. You can ask an insurance company to insure anything. Singers insure their vocal cords, famous actors insure their likeness, etc. The problem you will face, besides getting someone to agree, is how exactly will you end the life of an embryo legally when it's considered a person? I'm most interested in seeing what happens to all the embryos in Alabama now that they are considered people. Do the companies storing them have to care for them indefinitely? Are the donors considered parents who are on the hook for this care? If they abandon their children, will the state pay for their indefinite care? Logistically, I just don't understand what Alabama is going to do going forward, since they can't just dispose of the embryos. That's up to the insurance company. Sure, if you can find a life insurance company that will write a policy on an embryo, you are free to do so. I should be able to claim my wife's egg on my taxes for the child tax credit. Wait, does this also mean that my IVF fees can now be considered child care expenses? If embryos are babies, then we probably shouldn't be storing them in freezers. If they've people, they need to have SS numbers, so they can be claimed as dependents on their parents' taxes. I'm heading to Alabama, putting a bunch on ice, and claiming more dependents next year for sure. How do I get these little cell sacks a social security number? Do they get names and social security numbers? Just don't drive in the HOV lane, because they don't count there. Also, don't count them as dependents on your tax return, because that's fraud too. If they are frozen long enough, can they vote? My balls are filled with millions of dependents. That's God's tax plan. Take them as a tax deduction. If someone named Nadri, for example, had many cryogenic containers full of embryos, let's say disguised as Barbasol cans for the fun of it, could they then annually apply for literal multi-millions in state child care subsidies? How are they children again? In what state? It follows in logic. But companies can still choose who they do business with. It's a type of discrimination, but life insurance companies already do that. Nope. I think you can take out insurance on just about anything. Some celebrities have body parts insured. But seriously, if being held accountable for destroying embryos shuts down a clinic, then that clinic should be shut down. Don't create embryos if you can't care for them correctly. I get the abortion crowd is running with this. But if you have pretty irreplaceable embryos they negligently destroy, leaving you unable to have kids, did they destroy nothing? Also, sure, they would insure you at a very high premium due to the risk. You can do that. But also declare them as dependents.